Welcome to the 5-Day Emotional Eating Challenge. My name is Amy Giger. I'm a certified nutrition coach, and this challenge is for anyone who identifies themselves as an emotional eater. This challenge will help you break the cycle of emotional eating without feeling like a failure for struggling with it. If you want to get the most out of this challenge, click the sign up link in the description. Each day you'll receive an email from me with a video to watch and a downloadable worksheet to help you work through each day's challenge. If I had $1 for every time someone said, "I'm such an emotional eater," I'd never work another day in my life. When it comes to emotional eating, I definitely understand how frustrating it can be, especially for those of us who have perfectionist tendencies and are really successful in many other areas of our lives. But for some reason, when it comes to food, especially when we're stressed, we have a really hard time. A few years ago, I was working this job that I hated. I was miserable, and every time I came home from work, I wanted to eat everything and anything, even when I'd eaten solid meals during the day. And I just remember thinking, what is wrong with me? What is going on here? It took me a while, but I finally realized that there was a pattern. It was only happening on the weekdays when I went to work. It wasn't happening on the weekends. I was in the process of getting my nutrition coach certification when I came across a method of dealing with this kind of behavior, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. If you don't take the time to understand what really causes your emotional eating, you're just going to end up trying one diet after another, like slapping a Band-Aid on a broken bone. Let's dive into the first and most important step. Day 1 of the challenge is to understand your triggers. Even though it feels like emotional eating just happens, comes out of nowhere, it's the last link in a longer chain of events. And the first step to understanding why you stress eat is to figure out what triggers you, what starts this chain of events. For me, a few years ago, it was my job. When I was in school, it was often a test that I was worried about. I can tell I've hit my maximum stress threshold when I have started stress baking. What causes one person to stress eat might not have any effect on someone else. Your triggers are just as unique as you are. There doesn't have to be a rational explanation or one single event. Ultimately, these things leave you in a state of heightened emotions. Now, we can't just get rid of the things that make us feel stressed out. There will always be stressful situations in our lives. So your action step for today is to identify the events, situations, and feelings that lead to stress eating. This takes some detective work. In today's email, I sent you a journal page with space to record any experiences with food that feel unwanted, out of control, or emotionally driven. There's space for 3 entries, but you can make as many copies of this worksheet as you need to, because we're going to be using it for the first 3 days of this challenge. I normally recommend doing this for at least a week, but 3 days should be enough to get you started. Go ahead and fill out your journal whenever you need to today, share this challenge with a friend, and be sure to leave a comment or send me an email to let me know how this is going for you. I'm excited to see your progress, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video for day 2.